What's going on, boys and girls from across the world? It's your man mikeY coming at you with your How To Tuesday, and today I'm going to teach you a few things you can do to crack your own back. Now, before we begin, you might be saying, "Mikey, what the hell, man? That sounds a little sketch." Well, yeah, like any chiropractic work or physical activity, there's always a risk for injury, which is why it's important to be mindful about how we do this. And if it's done correctly and in moderation, cracking your back can be exceptionally beneficial to keeping your spine strong and alleviating any tightness you might be feeling. Now, the second question to ask is, what exactly happens when we crack our backs? Well, what happens is that it stretches the facet joints, and these are capsules at the outer edges of our vertebrae. And stretching out these capsules creates more space for synovial fluid to move, helping to relieve the pressure from our back joints and our muscles. Now, if you remember from the other videos, synovial fluid is basically the body's WD-40 for joint lubrication, so creating more space for its movement is vital to keeping our joints healthy. Now, that all being said, here are a few of my favorite things to do to crack my own back. So one of the first things I like to do to not only crack my back, but to also help me grow a few centimeters, because Lord knows I need it, is to simply hang. So the pull that we use from our upper body and the gravitational pull that happens with our lower body obviously helps to lengthen out the spine, giving more space for the vertebrae. So if you're lucky, you may get a couple of cracks out of your low back that way. I definitely recommend hanging if you've been sitting for a long period of time. Another thing that you could simply do is just throw the hands into the low back, because like I said, especially after sitting for a while, that's where most of the compression is. And just doing a modified camel pose here. So squeezing your elbows in, you're just going to push the hips forward as you look up, and again, creating that space hopefully gets you a couple of cracks in the low back. Another great way to crack your back is if you have a long rod, a broomstick, or a mop, whatever it is. In my case, I'm going to use this bamboo stick. You're just going to loop it through your elbows and place the elbows behind your back. So very similar to our modified camel, except our hands are going to be a little bit more free. We're going to bring the rod up as high as we can first and just simply stroke it up and down the back. So we're putting about 50% pressure here. We don't want to put too much, hurt ourselves or anything, because like I said, we got to do things mindfully. But just a nice pressurized stroke up and down as if you were getting a massage, and you're going to realize that this actually does help to massage your back, but you're going to also get some cracks into that mid back. This next one is for all my foam rolling junkies out there. There's a couple ways you can do this, and the first one, as you can see, is that you place the foam roller vertically so that it runs parallel with your spine, and you're just going to land right on top of it and do a little stroke side to side. And again, that pressure should help to give you a couple cracks there. One of the best ways that I prefer using the foam roller is to actually run it horizontal so that it's perpendicular with our spine. Same thing, we'll get the mid part of the back starting off there. And what's really important here is that you want to try to grab opposite shoulders. The reason I say that is because you don't want any obstruction from your scapula. And if your shoulder blades get in the way, you're not going to have as much pressure going into where there may be where the tension lies in your back. So grabbing opposite shoulders, using that bridge pose strength to lift your glutes off of the ground, you're just going to stroke yourself up and down. And again, we not only get a great massage here, but, oh yeah, there it is. A few cracks as well too. Now let's say none of this equipment is available to you, right? There's no rod, there's no pull-up bar, there's no foam roller. The best thing you could do are a few yoga twists. And one of my favorite is starting off in a prone position and spreading our arms out wide east and west. So I'm going to look over to the right because that's where I'm going to start. And we're going to drag the right leg over and across the body to the other side, inevitably turning our bodies. So not only does this give us a great pec minor and pec major stretch, but you're going to get a few cracks into that low back as well too. And then same thing when we do to the other side. You're looking to the left. You want to make sure the same side leg travels, runs over, and turns your body to give you that nice spinal twist. The next one and the last one I like to do is lying down in a supine position, and many of you might be familiar with this. But we're going to draw one knee in, which this alone could actually help crack the back. But if you want to go above and beyond, like I always do, you're going to pull that knee across the body, trying to keep your shoulders down as you reach and look to the opposite side. And then this is where you can get a few cracks into the thoracic spine. Same thing when you do the other leg. Just draw it in. Take a pause here for a moment. Let the vertebrae kind of figure out, oh, okay, cool, I know where we're headed. And then twisting. Ooh, there it is. So there you have it, friends. Whenever you try to crack your back, remember to try to do it slowly, purposefully and within a safe range of motion. Try not to jerk too fast or stretch it too far, as this can cause injuries like muscle strains or joint sprains. I really appreciate y'all watching, and remember, if you found this video helpful, give it a like, a comment, or share it with someone you love. I'll see you next Tuesday for the next how-to. Peace.